Lucas paid a woman to pretend to be his wife for 1 year. No love, no relationship, just a contract. She would wear a wedding ring, live at his house, and stand beside him in public, then become invisible when the doors closed. It should have ended quietly, but during that year, she fell in love with a man who kept reminding her she meant nothing to him. And the night she finally walked away was the night he understood what he had lost. Her name was Emily. Lucas didn't want a marriage. He wanted an inheritance. To receive it, he needed a wife. So he offered her a deal: live in his home for 1 year, act like his wife in public. After that, they would go their separate ways. On the first day, he told her clearly, "Don't mistake kindness for affection. This isn't real." Only one of them believed that. Outside the house, Lucas was perfect. He opened doors for her, held her hand at events, introduced her proudly. People envied their relationship. Inside the house, everything changed. Separate bedrooms, short conversations, polite distance. They lived under the same roof, but like strangers renting different rooms. And slowly, loneliness became part of Emily's routine. Many nights Lucas came home late, and sometimes he didn't come home alone. He walked in laughing with other women while Emily stood quietly in the hallway. One night a woman asked, "Who is she?" Lucas answered calmly, "Just someone helping around the house." That was the first night Emily cried. But strangely, it wasn't the night she left. He called her from the living room. "Emily, clear the table." She picked up plates and glasses while the women watched her. "Is she the maid?" One laughed. She could have walked out that night. She didn't, because hope makes people stay longer than they should. Sometimes he handed her dresses to wash. They weren't his. Once a woman threw a jacket at her. "Careful. It's expensive." Emily folded it carefully anyway. And after they left, she still checked if Lucas had eaten. Emily learned his habits quietly. He skipped meals when stressed, worked late into the night, barely slept. So she started helping without telling him. Food left outside his office, pressed shirts before meetings, lights left on so he wouldn't enter a dark house. Lucas thought she was doing her job. He never realized she had started loving him. Slowly he began coming home earlier, not for the contract, for the feeling that someone was waiting. The last night, the contract ended the next morning. Emily waited for him at the dining table. Lucas came downstairs. "Why are you still awake?" she asked softly. "Was there ever a moment you forgot this was a contract?" "No." The answer was simple, but it broke something inside her. "If I wasn't paid, would you have chosen me?" He stayed silent. "I stayed because I hoped one day you'd come home, because I was here." Lucas replied, "You're thinking too deeply. You'll be compensated." She smiled sadly. "I never wanted your money." She removed the wedding ring. "I wasn't pretending." That was the moment Lucas could have stopped her. One sentence would have been enough. He said nothing, and silence became his answer. Before sunrise, Emily placed the ring on the table and left quietly. Lucas thought nothing would change. He didn't miss her the first day, or the second. The third day, he noticed the hallway light was off. That night, he came home to darkness. No dinner, no footsteps, no one waiting. The mansion wasn't quiet. It was empty, because the house was still there, but the feeling of home was gone. Lucas dated other women. They loved his wealth, his cars, and his parties. But when he worked late, they complained. When he was tired, they ignored him. One night, he came home sick. No food beside his bed. No water. No one asking if he was okay. And finally, he understood. Emily never loved his money. She loved his ordinary days. The woman he treated like staff had treated him like family. For the first time, he understood the difference between attention and care. Years passed. He had everything he once wanted, except peace, because the only person who loved him without obligation was the one he let walk away. So he searched for her, and he found her. A small apartment, quiet life, She opened the door and froze. For the first time, Lucas wasn't confident. He was afraid. "I was cruel to you," he said. "You cared when I gave you no reason to." He held out a ring. Not a contract. A choice. "Will you be my wife for real this time?" Before, she stayed because she was paid. This time, she stayed because she was chosen. Sometimes love isn't the person who promises forever. Sometimes it's the person who cared, even when they had every reason to leave. And sometimes we only understand someone's value after the door closes behind them.